In the low hum of the cafe, cups touch saucers like tiny percussion instruments, keeping time with unhurried conversations, and somewhere between the hiss of milk steaming and the soft clatter of spoons, your voice threads its way toward me, weaving warmth through the ordinary air, so that even the chalkboard menu, smudged with yesterday's specials, seems softly illuminated by the way you pronounce my name, as if it were a fragile secret worth protecting. And when you laugh, tilting your head just enough for light to slide along your cheek, the moment stretches elastic and tender, making the world outside the fogged window blur into impressionist colors, while inside every detail sharpens the swirl of creamer on cooling coffee, the faint ink stain on your wrist, the sleeve of your sweater brushing the table like a shy wave, and as our knees touch under flimsy wood, sending a quiet spark up my spine, the contact lingers without apology, a simple present truth that needs no justification, no script, because in this gentle chaos of plates and playlists and shared Wi-Fi, we are composing a softer rhythm, one measured not in beats per minute, but in how long our eyes stay locked before shyly drifting away, only to find each other again, drawn like fireflies to familiar light. And later, when we step back into the cool street, cups empty, pockets full of small remembered gestures, the warmth in my chest flickers steadily, a silent promise that these quiet sparks between us will keep tracing their glowing pathways through every ordinary day we dare to share.
Out on the rooftop, the sky forgets its sharp edges and melts into a soft horizon line, where fading paint bruises meet the first brave stars, and the city below hums like a distant choir, humming a tune it has not quite learned, while you sit beside me, wrapped in a borrowed jacket, 2 sizes too big, sleeves hiding your hands like shy birds, and the last of the sunset paints your profile in colors the daylight never bothers to reveal, turning your quiet blinking into slow constellations. And as the evening breeze combs through your hair, catching loose strands that dance across your forehead, you brush them back with a gesture so gentle it could mend cloud breaks. And in that small motion, the whole world seems to pause, balancing on the thin wire between today and tomorrow, between what we say and what we feel, between leaving and staying a little longer on this cracked concrete stage, where old antennas stand like patient witnesses. And when you lean your head onto my shoulder, not asking permission, not offering explanation, the warmth of that simple way It ripples through my chest like a stone dropped into still water, sending rings of quiet certainty outward, until even the furthest corner of my doubt is touched by calm light. And later, as the stars grow bolder and the city's neon climbs to meet them, we trace imaginary shapes with our fingertips in the air, naming nothing, owning nothing, just following the slow glowing arc of a night that chooses not to rush us back downstairs.
On the bridge above the river, our footsteps mingle with the distant rush of traffic. But somehow the noise folds into the background like a tired curtain, and what remains is the small sound of your gloves brushing against mine, hesitant, tracing circles of courage in the cold air, while city lights tremble on the water like secret lanterns. Dropped by all the strangers who once stood here, wondering if they were allowed to feel this soft, this open, this unguarded. And when you finally take off one glove, offering your bare hand, as if it were a fragile constellation searching for a sky, the chill bites for a breath, then eases as our fingers interlock, building a quiet shelter between bone and skin, a temporary doorway where the world cannot quite intrude. Suddenly each passing car becomes a distant comment, each siren a forgotten echo, because the brightest thing in this moment is the warmth traveling between our palms, steady and unhurried, like a river of light learning to change its course. And later when we walk back down the stairs toward ordinary streets, our hands still join, pockets of warmth trapped in the spaces we refuse to let go. The night will remember us as moving lanterns, small but determined, carrying our shared glow through alleys that once felt indifferent, painting soft halos on brick and glass, proving that even in a city that never sleeps, there are brief, tender hours when two people can become their own gentle sunrise before the sky, even things turning blue.
Your laughter spills into the hallway like morning light creeping underneath a hesitant door. And suddenly the apartment feels larger than its tired walls, as if the floor itself remembered how to breathe again, stretching quietly beneath bare feet that once walked on eggshells of old disappointment. And in the kitchen the kettle sings a small imperfect hymn, while steam rises like hopeful prayers that ask for nothing more than time, patience, and another shared cup. So the chipped mugs on the counter become proof that beauty does not require polish, only presence, only hands willing to hold something fragile without demanding that it shine. When you lean against the doorway, watching the water swirl in its tiny storm of sugar and cream, the air shivers with a gentle expectation, because this is not fireworks or thunder, not grand vows or dramatic rescues, but something slower, braver, an invisible hearth kindled by soft routines and quiet gestures, repeat until they form a language deeper than fluency. And later, when the day finally settles onto our shoulders like a well-worn sweater, we sink into the couch that knows the map of our tired bodies, speaking about nothing in particular, while the shadows grow longer, and somehow that nothing becomes everything, stitching itself into the seams of our memories, so that years from now, when we walk through different doors or turn unfamiliar keys, the ghost of this simple room will follow us, not haunting, only humming gently in the background, reminding us that once there was a place where comfort did not need translation, where two people built a tender fire, without smoke, without sparks, only the steady, quiet warmth of choosing to stay. Your room is a quiet constellation of half-finished thoughts, sketchbooks stacked like secret staircases on the desk.
a single lamp throwing its tired halo across the scattered pencils and open pages, while the rest of the world outside your window dissolves into a slow-moving blur of headlights and dim apartment squares. And you sit curled in the corner of the bed, knees drawn up, wearing that oversized sweater that remembers more winters than you care to count. The fabric frayed at the cuffs where your fingers have pulled and pulled through every anxious evening. And as you talk about the shadows that sometimes crowd the edges of your mind, your voice wavers like a candle searching for air, yet never fully going out. And I listen, tracing lazy circles on the blanket between us, not reaching for grand remedies, only offering presence the way a small lamp refuses to surrender, even when night presses its heaviest question against the glass. And when the words finally slow, falling into soft fragments and sighs, silence settles in, not as an enemy, but as a gentle guest, curling at our feet. And the light from the lamp, though thinning, seems warmer than before, because now it rests not on untouched pages, but on two people sharing the fragile miracle of being honest. And later, when you switch it off and the room leans into darkness, the after image lingers behind my eyes like a tender outline, reminding me that even the faintest last light in your room carries enough warmth to guide us through until morning. Soft city windows shimmer as the midnight hum grows slow, and in this quiet carriage your shoulder finds mine like an accidental promise, barely touching yet speaking louder than every station name drifting past in tired neon, while old announcements fade into the distance like familiar ghosts who have finally learned to whisper instead of shout. And the air between us turns from winter glass to something almost breathing, almost living, almost home. So each breath we share becomes a tiny lantern floating over a dark river of days we already survived, without noticing how heavy they were to carry alone. And now the rhythm of the tracks feels like a gentle heartbeat, tuning itself to our unspoken pace, not rushing, not delaying, simply accepting the small miracle of two silhouettes leaning closer, trading stories with our eyes, remembering nothing urgent, needing no grand declarations, only this slow unfolding warmth that stays on the skin long after doors slide open, long after night air brushes our faces, After we step into separate streets, but keep glancing down at our hands as if some delicate golden thread were still wrapped around our fingers. Existed in the same quiet light, that the world did not pass us by, because for a few unmeasured minutes we rested inside a moving room where everything outside blurred and everything inside learned how to gently glow. Fear of the coming morning. There is a candle on the table, burning lower than our guarded voices, and every flicker paints your face in quiet colors that make the hours forget their numbers, while the old clock in the corner ticks like distant rain against some remembered childhood window, softer with each sip of tea, cooling between our hands, and stories fall from your lips like careful leaves circling before they land, never quite crashing, always choosing someplace gentle to rest. So the room becomes a sanctuary made of steam, porcelain, and low laughter that drifts along the ceiling, refusing to disappear. And the silence between our sentences feels less like emptiness and more like velvet pathways where unspoken kindness walks, barefoot, unafraid, leaving no wound, no scar, only a subtle trace of warmth that lingers on the rim of every cup we lift and later, when the candle finally sighs into darkness, the small smoke curling up like the last line of a quiet poem. We do not rush to fill the shadow, because our eyes have already adjusted to this softer world, where even the dark has edges of comfort, where even the air remembers the way your smile rose slowly like an ember deciding not to die, glowing steady inside the ashes of a long day, promising that when you step back into the the cold corridor of tomorrow. Some hush of tonight will travel with you, tucked beneath your collar, radiating through your heartbeat like a calm secret fire. No storm can quite extinguish, no distance can quite erase, no passing hour can fully claim as its own.
The window still wears silver trails where the last raindrops raced each other toward the sill. And inside this small room, the air carries the quiet scent of wet pavement and cooled stone. Like the world has finally exhaled after holding its breath too long. And you sit cross-legged on the floor, surrounded by half-read books and folded blankets that never quite found their place. Tracing invisible patterns in the dust motes, drifting through a shaft of late afternoon light, while an old record spins in the corner, its soft crackle stitching itself between the notes, like a careful seamstress mending an overworked day. And the guitar line flows warm and unhurried, wrapping itself around your shoulders the way no hurried promise ever could. And when you close your eyes, leaning back against the wall that knows how often you have done this alone, something changes in the angle of your breathing, a slow unwinding that turns the silence from heavy stone into feathered cushions. Because now there is another heartbeat in the room, mine unassuming, matching its rhythm to the gentle pulse of the music, not pressing, not demanding, only offering a steady presence. And as the needle reaches the end with a soft sigh, we do not rush to lift it, letting the final chord hang like this above a sleeping garden, until even that fades, leaving us in a hush so tender that the faint warmth between our shoulders feels louder than any song, echoing long after the light outside has shifted from gold to blue.
The hallway remembers every pair of footsteps that ever hurried through its narrow spine. But tonight ours move slower, matching the soft echo that follows like a friendly shadow. And the flickering light above the stairwell turns each step into a small stage where your silhouette performs a wordless monologue about survival and second chances, while old paint peels in quiet curls along the railing, revealing forgotten shades of color that once believed they were permanent. And when you pause on the landing, breath fogging faintly in the cool indoor air, your hand resting lightly on the chipped banister, I hear the unsaid stories crowding the space between us, jittery birds unsure if they are allowed to fly. So I only stand a step below, close enough for our shoulders to almost touch, far enough to let you choose the distance. And in that hesitant span of air, something gentle takes root, growing like ivy along the bricks of shared silence. And you turn finally, offering me a small, tired smile that carries the echo of storms now passing beyond the horizon. And as we resume climbing side by side, our feet tap out a new rhythm on the worn out stairs, a syncopated pledge that whatever waits behind your door will not face you alone. Because even in this narrow corridor of buzzing lights and thin walls, there is a warmth that refuses to fade, traveling in the echo of each step we decide to take together.
The first train sighs somewhere in the distance, while the sky wears that fragile shade between blue and gray, and the world seems to hold its breath on the edge of waking, as if afraid to break the spell. And in the kitchen, the kettle murmurs its familiar rising song, tiny droplets clinging to the window like sleepy stars reluctant to leave, while you stand barefoot on the cool tile, robe hanging loosely from your shoulders, hair still tousled by whatever dreams refuse to let you go easily. And the air smells of fresh coffee and quiet beginnings, a soft promise steeping slowly in ceramic cups, waiting side by side, their empty mouths open to receive. And when you turn toward me with that slow, unhurried smile. The lines of your face softened by the tender light sliding in through the thin curtains. It feels less like a greeting and more like a gentle answer to a question the night never quite dared to ask. And we move around each other in small domestic orbits, reaching for spoons, closing drawers, brushing hands against backs and elbows in a choreography. Learn without rehearsal, and with each casual touch, something inside my chest loosens like a knot finally convinced it can let go. Because here, in this quiet hour before phones and deadlines and doorways, your presence fills the room like a warm breath of morning, invisible yet undeniable. And I know that when we step out into the day, carrying our separate burdens, some of this softness will remain folding inside our collars, glowing secretly against our hearts.
Your room is a quiet constellation of half-finished thoughts. Sketchbooks stacked like secret staircases on the desk. A single lamp throwing its tired halo across the scattered pencils and open pages, while the rest of the world outside your window dissolves into a slow-moving blur of headlights and dim apartment squares. And you sit curled in the corner of the bed, knees drawn up, wearing that oversized sweater that remembers more winters than you care to count. The fabric frayed at the cuffs where your fingers have pulled and pulled through every anxious evening. And as you talk about the shadows that sometimes crowd the edges of your mind, your voice wavers like a candle searching for air, yet never fully going out. Tracing lazy circles on the blanket between us, not reaching for grand remedies, only offering presence the way a small lamp refuses to surrender, even when night presses its heaviest questions against the glass. And when the words finally slow falling into soft fragments inside, silence settles in, not as an enemy, but as a gentle guest curling at our feet. And the light from the lamp, though thinning, seems warmer than before, because now it rests not nutshell miracle of being honest. And later when you switch it off and the room leans into darkness, the after image lingers behind my eyes like a tender outline, reminding me that even the faintest last light in your room carries enough warmth to